Businesses around the country are investing in AV to bring their brands to life. From Times Square to the bright lights of Las Vegas, we're getting an inside look into what makes these projects must-see attractions. This is The Install.
Fort Worth is a city with a reputation that precedes itself, one that's recognized around the world. But it was always missing one key component, especially in North Texas, and that would be a notable stadium to bring headliners to Cowtown. That has finally changed with completion of Dickies Arena in the cultural district of the city. The idea had been tossed around for a while, but it finally was brought to life with the city planner's vision. On this special episode of The Install, we're painting a full picture of Fort Worth's newest arena and talking with operators and designers to get a better sense for how they made it flexible for the future. So Ryan, give us a breakdown of how electroacoustic got involved in Dickies Arena in the first place.
So it was a bid project. As we started narrowing down, they started looking at finalists for contractors. One of the big key things was local partners, and they wanted a Fort Worth company that would be here, be able to service their needs versus just a company to come in, install, and then leave.
I mean, I know another layer of this that makes the project just that much more special for you is you've been a Fort Worth resident since you were, what, 3 years old? Getting to build the home arena for your city must have been, pretty emotional.
It was very fun. I've gone to the rodeo since I was about 4 over in Will Rogers, and so to build the new home, the next generation for the rodeo and just the other events was very fun, and just to build the next Fort Worth tradition was really great.
What is unique about, beyond just the rodeo? What are some things that the community wanted or needed that you think is reflected in this final product?
This space allows for concerts, venues to be able to come in. Even the choice of the speaker system is a rider-friendly speaker system, so that, concerts like George Strait, when they come in, they can just patch in right into the house system.
Right.
And it's given a space in Fort Worth, so we're not always having to go over to Dallas for stuff like that.
All right, Ryan, we're in the room where it happens. Give us a breakdown of the technology here.
So this is the audio control room. Right now, we've got about 3 different audio consoles that can be either deployed for the main system or a couple of the portable systems that are around. And coming out of rodeo, they use the Yamaha QL1. The whole rest of the building has got DSP control through the London system. And so we have created custom DSP pages for them to select audio sources, levels, throughout the entire building.
I know the room itself went through several different phases. So it was an audio-only room, now it's a video room. Walk us through that transition and how the back end evolved as the project was moving along.
About 2016, when we started on the project, this was just audio only, and we kind of kept going, hey, audio needs to be unimpeded because there's a huge pane of glass right here. We worked through that and just never could find a great place before the building opened to put the audio control booth. We even created a pass-through right here at the edge of the building so you can set the audio console up out there. So, lighting is in this room, lighting control, camera control, video control has now all ended up in this space.
All right, Ryan, we are in the patch room. Give us a breakdown of the technology in here. There is definitely a lot to see. What's unique about what you've got here?
So there is. So this is when a broadcast truck pulls in. This is where they're going to load in. You've got, all your audio lines, SDI lines. You've got triax, SMPTE, and fiber. So this one hits all the gamuts for a truck to come in, whether it's a fiber truck, a SMPTE truck, or a triax truck, to be able to get their cameras out into the field and get the shots that they want.
And why is having a robust patch room important for the kinds of shows and events that get put on here?
The shows, not really knowing what shows are coming in.
Yeah.
Everything's so diverse, you just never know who's going to show up, whether they're going to show up with fiber, triax, or SMPTE. And you just need to be prepared for all of it.
Attention to detail is on full display at the arena. The terrazzo alone took over 3 years to lay down.
I know the design of the space has a similar feel to American Airlines Center. Did you draw any inspiration from either the layout or the look?
Well, I mean, with it being an arena, you know, there's not a bad seat in the house, and so that means that every seat can see good and it's got to hear good. And so we went with the, you know, the circular ring for the speakers, so that the coverage is just even all the way around from the top row to the bottom row. The coverage is just amazing in here and all the way around. There's not a bad seat in the house, visually or audio wise.
So Bill, why don't we start by breaking down the aesthetic vision for Dickies Arena?
Sure. You know, Dickies Arena is a arena kind of modeled in an Art Deco style design. Really designed to complement Will Rogers, which is just across the street there where Will Rogers built. You know, as you look from the outside, you'll see a lot of compliments of Will Rogers and Dickies Arena with the cupola on the top of the domed roof, obviously the brick all throughout. As you get inside, you know, obviously again that Art Deco feel kind of carries throughout.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful building. You'll see it in the terrazzo floor everywhere. Each lobby has its own unique design to it. Even in this space here, this lobby here, you know, you've got our main concourse, the plaza level, opens up into the club level. So really, that allows those club patrons to kind of feel the energy.
From the outside observer, it could seem like, okay, they're building a new arena, they want to replace Will Rogers, but you know, basically the way you're describing it is it's not a replacement, it's more of an addition and an expansion.
Well, I think if you look at the true reason why this building was designed, it's for this Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. And the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo takes up all of the Will Rogers campus. And really all we did was we took the rodeo performances and moved them over here. So really it sort of expanded that campus and just kind of made it bigger.
So the first big event that you had here at Dickies, the kind of inaugural event, is the rodeo. It was a success. Walk us through setting it up and tearing it down and what some of those challenges are like and how you prep for them.
The transition in and out of rodeo is like no changeover ever in the country. It is a big challenge. You know, we've got kind of two buildings essentially, the arena and then what we call the support building. So in the support building is where all the livestock lives throughout the rodeo. So we actually started prepping that area early in December. We've got a colored polished concrete floor in our warm-up arena. We protect that with plywood and we started filling that in with dirt. And then we go into the big transition. Is dirt, and before we even get into dirt, changing the configuration of the arena.
Right.
So the arena is really truly a multi-purpose. It's designed to be able to change and configure into different types of events. And the rodeo configuration is like none other.
All right, Bill, you've given us a great breakdown of the vision for the space. We haven't quite talked about the technology yet. One of the biggest pieces is obviously your sound and video system right in the center of the arena. Tell us a little bit about the vision for that.
Absolutely. So as you look around the arena, you know, first you kind of see the LED ribbon boards. The upper level is a 360 board, and then the lower level runs the straightaways on either side. And then there's the giant video board in the middle of the arena. It is the second largest continuous board in America.
Really?
In indoor. Little Caesars Arena is the only one that's bigger. So depending on the event, again, we want to be flexible so that they can paint the picture that they want for their crowd that's coming in. So it allows that opportunity to change from rodeo to basketball. But we also have underbelly boards. They're 10 feet tall. I think they're 50 feet wide, and really that's designed because as you get down closer to the court or to the dirt, it's going to be tough to kind of look up and see that board. So you
Right.
can look under the board and get that same experience that everybody else has throughout.
Interesting.
Stadiums across the country are building a reputation for adding as many ads and sponsorships as they can. The ad placements certainly help fund the community events in the locations, but can start to overwhelm fans. Dickies Arena is taking more of a premium approach to the relationships with their brands.
So we're at the Reliant Club right now. Reliant, like Reliant Energy. Walk us through a little bit of the sponsorship process for Dickies Arena, because I noticed, there's not a ton of signage everywhere. Kind of a different approach than we're used to, I think.
We really went after the less is more approach. Don't have sponsorship plastered everywhere. Again, kind of going back to that clean look, you'll see that clean look stays within the building. So we went after a handful of sponsors that, we kind of asked more out of them, but we feel like they get more. Dickies obviously is our title sponsor in the building. They've got their name on it. Chevrolet is another good partner of ours that has the Chevrolet Garage.
Something that I know I've noticed through a lot of conversations with operators and designers in this entertainment space is that it's a lot harder to get people off their couch and to come to events nowadays. And so there really is a need for an extra layer of experience.
I think it starts first and foremost with customer service. It is the most important thing for us. It starts when you're in your car and on your way here. Our ushers, obviously throughout, ticket takers and the ushers throughout the arena, are delivering that Dickies difference. It's, kind of a tagline that we've come accustomed to, and something that we grow our guest experience off of is that Dickies difference. So really trying to elevate that experience for that patron that comes in here.
So with this being such a modular space, you've obviously got these higher seats, but you also have the floor seats. And once you get down there, the dynamic changes a little bit. So how did you design the main speaker and video board system to help with that?
So we've got 4 array points of speakers, north, south, east, and west, in the bottom of the LED board. North and south were real easy to get. They could go below the scrim, but the east and west, there's a 10-foot LED board on the side, mounted on the back side of that.
Gotcha.
So as you're sitting on the floor, you can actually look up in there and see the same image that's on the outside ring of the LED.
Nice.
But because of that LED, now our speakers had to go up above into the structure and work within the steel and the fabrication of the whole structure on where to mount these speakers to keep them out of the view of the LED, but still have the effective to reach where we needed to.
Now that you've got a hub for this level of entertainment in Fort Worth, where does that take the entertainment and the interest, right? So how did you guys try to future-proof potential growth now that there is a hub for this size of event-going experience?
I think as we look at the vast majority and the vast array of events that we have throughout here, we want to be able to be flexible. Granted, again, I think that 14,000 is a good number. There are some spots that we can look to kind of grow as we need to.
Sure.
Some of these corners have some open spots that you can put some temporary seating in. Some of the balconies here, you can put some seating as well.
Right.
So there are opportunities for us to get above that 14,000, but also kind of thinking getting below too. There's some family shows that's too big. So you look up above and there's a curtain system that we can deploy that shuts that upper bowl off. So now we're a 10,000 seat venue as opposed to 14,000 seat venue.
And then just looking at kind of the history of getting Dickies Arena off the ground, what are your thoughts on maybe why it took a little longer for there to be a venue of this size in Fort Worth? Was it a lack of demand?
I don't think it was a lack of demand. I think it was just the timing of the economics of things. You look back at the economy, and back in 2007, 2008, obviously we kind of took a plummet. And so I think that stalled it a little bit, and then once it sort of got the momentum picked up again, obviously you need the citizens of Fort Worth to kind of approve something like this. Obviously, the construction does take some time.
Sure.
A building like this, takes a little bit longer too, with the high-end finishes and aesthetics of this building. You want to make sure you get it done right. You don't want to rush through it and get it wrong. And you know, I think the builders did an awesome job of getting it right here.
With its own arena, Fort Worth is now primed to deliver on the sports and entertainment culture of its city. We'll loop back around when a big headliner rolls through Dickies Arena, maybe a WWE Royal Rumble. Till then, back to Dallas.